It's impossible for me to think about Baldur's Gate 3 without thinking about the bear sex scene and the game journalists cheering at it. You know, the same people that are shaming you if you demand female characters to be a little bit more sensual in gaming. Yeah. Now I will show you another issue, right? So you have this person, which got 7.8 million views with their Twitter post, and this is the target audience. They're complaining about racism in a video game. Unironically, they want you to believe that the citizens of the United Kingdom and many other strong nations in the world are being oppressed by this video game. Now, if you go around and you complain about wanting sexy female characters, they will disconsider you. They will tell you that you're insane. Like how dare you want appealing female characters in a video game? But if you go around and you say, well, this game has racism and microaggressions, they start to freak out. Because that's the people that they want to cater. Even though both of us spend the same amount of cash, like I spent the same amount of money on the video game as this lady, her opinion weighs a lot more than my opinion. And this is correct. You know, this is how society should function. So, we have this lady which says, the racismus in Baldur's Gate is so fucking hard on me. Like, imagine you're sitting at a table with your mother, right, over Thanksgiving, and you have this person, and they slam the glass on the table. It's like, the racismus in Baldur's Gate. I can't take it anymore. Like, how would you react to that? I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ, calm down. You know, like, I'm really glad that this is your problem. Because, you know, I have bigger problems. Like, how do I put food on the table? Where do I get money to pay the bills? You know, those are my issues. But your issues seem to be what a video game is doing. Right? So like, by comparison, I envy you. Like, I would like to be in your shoes. But anyway, so the racismus in Baldur's Gate is so fucking hard on me. Playing a tiefling as a black person. Right? So, like, notice what they're doing here. There's two things going on. Let's deconstruct. First of all, her identity means that I need to shut the fuck up. Right? I mean, how can I compare? Even though we paid the same amount for a video game, even though she is from a nation that gets to shape world politics, is a lot more privileged than my country, she has a welfare system that I don't, but she is underprivileged. I mean, like, look, the identity, she showed her heritage, and I'm like, okay, but we both paid the same amount for the video game, and secondly, you speak as an individual. Like, people from Africa didn't elect you as their representative. Like, you didn't get the vote of the black community. You're not even a leader in the community. And you speak for yourself, but what you want to do is like a religious person that claims he speaks on behalf of God. You know your arguments would be rejected by people, so you have to claim that actually you speak on behalf of everyone, probably the ancestors as well. So if I disagree with you, I disagree not with your opinion, I disagree with people in general. And she even says, like, oh, if you're a white person and you disagree with this, right? This is abuse, what you're doing. Absolutely abuse. But anyway, right, so let's see what the beef is. If you play as a tiefling, your party members antagonize you. The game antagonizes you. And the plot positions you as the bad guy if you don't help the druids calling you slurs. Like, if I don't help the druids who are going to execute a child of my race for being of my race. See, like, this is the problem. Like, how can you fail to understand the game? How is it possible? Did we not play the same thing? Like, if you're not capable of understanding a video game that is accessible for 16 and up, I think, or is it 18 and up? Okay, let's say that if you can't understand what an 18-year-old child is expected to understand, why are we even having this conversation? The druids didn't want to execute a child because he was a tiefling. The druids wanted to execute a child because he stole from them a significant religious artifact. So if you actually look at the story of the first act, it shows that a group of tiefling refugees were being chased by a group of goblins. And they managed to seek shelter amongst the druids. Unfortunately, however, the druids did not have enough resources to allow the thieflings to stay there for long. You know, like when you eat food, it diminishes. So the more you eat, the less you have. And the druids were concerned that they were running out of resources. So they were like, hey, are you going to stay here for long? Now, as this is happening, the thieflings are now starting to bring the goblins to the doorstep of the druids. So now they drag the druids into a conflict that they don't even want to take part in. So they're basically saying, okay, well, enough. Like, you guys, you gotta go. Like, we're not responsible for your shit. We didn't do any of this. We understand the problem, but like, look, there's Baldur's Gate. If you go to the road, you may make it. So one of the thieflings' child steal a druid artifact in order to prevent the druids from kicking them out. So the druids catch the kid, and they're like, okay, well, we need to set an example, right? So they're trying to kill the kid because he stole. Now, you as the player character can intervene, and you can convince the druids not to execute the kid. This is good role-playing. This is causing drama between two groups. It causes friction. It creates an interesting and compelling storyline. You can understand that both sides have merit. Like, if you were a thiefling and you're being chased out of your own home, you're going to try to seek refuge and then make an argument that why the druids should allow you to go in there. If you are part of the druids, you're like, okay, well, these individuals have overstayed their welcome, but like maybe I, as the player, can help them get to Baldur's Gate. So like every side has plus and minuses. You as the player get to decide what this person says. Oh, racism, get rid of it. Now they will say, oh well, if you're a white person, you're only doing this in order to feel good about yourself. Y'all be easy. No, you be easy. How about you be easy? Like it's not about being white or being black or being anything like that, because I can get black people that disagree with you, and I'm pretty sure you'd insult them as well, because like it's your only card that you have in your full deck is a joker, and you keep playing jokers nonstop. Look, if we were to remove everything that's offensive from art, like if one person is offended by some shit and we remove it, we wouldn't be able to have any war movies because it might offend a veteran. We wouldn't have any romances because if you describe cheating, there might be a woman that went through a divorce and she might be offended. Like literally nothing from art would exist. Now, the company itself, you don't have to listen to this lady. She plays your game. She bought it. She's playing it. The only reason she's doing this is to get clicks on the internet. She's not offended by this. Like that, you cannot possibly convince me that a strong, independent woman from a first world country is being subjugated by a fucking video game. Like, there is no way you can convince me of this, okay? So, these individuals have to be blocked, muted, and disregarded. Their opinions are worthless. When you start an argument saying that the racism in a video game is so fucking hard on me, and then when you play the video game, you realize that it's actually trying to create, like it's not using racism in order to purposefully target groups or people. It's using a plot point in order to create a believable scenario in which the player gets to side with one of two factions that should both have sympathies. So anyway, right, this is my take on it, and unfortunately, you're going to see more of it, and notice how they're only latching to things that are popular. Like, if something doesn't get popular, they don't care. And basically what they're doing is, you know, like, hire me as an advisor company. Hire me and pay me a lot of dollars. Pay me smackaroos. I deserve, I demand, right? So, like, if you're a company, just stop it. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure, like, Larian already has, like, a plump diversity officer lady, which proofread their material to make sure that it's fine. So, like, this person doesn't even have... you know, like you can't compare yourself with the diversity officer lady that went to university and she studied and became enlightened in the ways of racismus, right? So I trust the wisdom of the Larian diversity officer lady versus a random person on Twitter any time of day. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.